So what's happening today? We've got the 310R hooked up to the latest Pottinger Jumbo Wagon. Paul from Pottinger's been up this week taking the wagon round the couple of local dealers and just showing it off. Basically trying to do a few demos between the showers, and we've also decided to cut second cut at HQ. So while the wagon was here, we thought we would stick a few loads through her and see what we thought. This is the Jumbo 7400. The scale of the wagon is still pretty big, although surprising. I think it looks longer than it is because of the new setup. This one now has a loading door which is in two parts, which enables you to fill the area out over the pickup of the wagon, so you're utilising that space above the pickup. Apparently it's somewhere in the region of an extra 4 cube you can put into this wagon. It is total redesign. I think the only remaining part that's probably not changed is the drawbar. Really, it's a total redesign. They have changed the styling of the wagon. This one has a wider pickup. This is a 2.3 metre pickup, I believe, on this one, and it has the hydraulic folding land wheels, which I must say is an excellent job. They've also went now for steel floor. They've upgraded the chains on the floor with the vision really of these wagons just aren't about hauling grass. You know, they're more versatile now. Like guys are using them for more and more things, like biomass, wood chip. You know, all these sorts of products are being put in them now, and the machines are not just used for the grass season. So they've really beefed it up in that area. This one is on hydraulic suspension, which I think is an option, but a very good option from what I can see. It's seriously steady. Even with a full load in, it never gives you any sense that it's leaning or struggling. Like, obviously the suspension's compensating the whole time, running on 845 26.5 tyres, which is giving you a serious footprint as well. The pickup reel as well in these new Jumbos is hydraulically driven, so it's all fully adjustable. There's a few benefits with it. As we all know, for most of the forage harvesters now have all went that road, and it allows you to adjust your intake speed, and also allows to vary your intake speed with the speed of travel. So that's really what this machine does. When you can set a set of parameters there, your lower and higher pickup speed, and then it adjusts accordingly with your forward speed of the tractor. It doesn't limit the float on your reel. I suppose when you're driving your pickup reel with a chain or a shaft, there's a limited amount of travel you can get there, whereas when it's hydraulically driven, the only thing that's stopping you really is oil pipes. So like there's obviously you can have a lot more float there, and it does seem to follow the ground very well. It's a very forgiving pickup reel from what I can see. When you're following around corners there, etc., it's very forgiving. If you do catch a little bit, it tends to pull it in. The wagon is capable of up to 500 horsepower, believe it or not. We have it on the 310R here, which in theory should be putting out about 350 with the boost enabled, and the limiting factor is the 310R. The wagon is capable for more, there's no doubt of it. They've achieved this now by actually making the wagon a belt drive, which takes a lot of the shock and, you know, hard hits and stuff out of the drive line, a bit like your forager. It's it's the same kind of principle. Basically, summing up, the wagon has no issue taking horsepower whatsoever. The biggest benefit of putting horsepower to it is actually compacting, and that's what the loading door at the front does. That allows you to basically have two settings, bottom half and top half. You can have them at different angles, so you can start off your loading process at a set angle to obviously force the grass towards the back, to fill out the back of your load first. The top door determines pressure. That allows you, if you have a tractor able to do it, that allows you to pack it in. That's the idea behind the loading door. There's two settings there, a percentage of pressure on the bottom half, and then an angle on the top half, which once that touches, but it needs to see the both for 3 seconds. So what it does then, the wagon walks the floor back first, and then once that's got the load to the back of, the box, what it does then is start and pull the loading door at the front in increments forward, and allows you to continue to pack in that front bit out over the rail. So it's an amazing piece of kit, it really is. But saying that, you don't need to have a 300 horsepower tractor to run it either. With the angles on the door, you can make it less power hungry. Obviously you're not going to pack in as big a load, but you can still run the wagon with a lower horsepower. The unloading side of things then, the door helps that as well. When you're unloading, obviously that dead spot that we all know of in a forage wagon, that you're always waiting on it, if it's really packed into the front of her, it doesn't want to drop off the headboard, and then it does drop off and you still have to wait on it travelling the full length of the wagon. So what this does is, whenever you initiate your unload, she starts and pushes the headboard back towards the back of the box, and that speeds up your unloading immensely. So what you do here is, we have this, or Paul should I say, has this set up, so just hit number 1, and as she goes into the unload process, give her a few revs on the preset. Great feature on these is these new high definition cameras. So you know what's happening really, which is you're not blind. But you can see here she's on the turtle at the minute, that's her flicked into the rabbit. She really just let her creep forward and she unloads nicely there, very, very fast. In fairness, that's her unloaded. And just preset, and then if we hit preset 2 here, she will close up and she will set my loading door. That's my preset for starting to load. So that's me good to load again. Wheels out. Shaft, revs, and number 7, that our first time there, she automatically sets her loading height as well, so that's all you have to do. Like the speed she'll take stuff at, it's just phenomenal. Whereas if you have the power, she'll take it. So there's 23 kilometers an hour. That's ridiculous. Whereas, I know now that's not that big a row, but the intake on it's phenomenal. I believe they've upgraded their rotor. I think Paul said it was an 850mm rotor on them now. The knife bank is also unreal. That just folds out round the side and it's there looking at you. Yeah, I would call the knife bank setup very similar to the baler, the way it comes away from the machine out to a working area where you can actually get at it. The knife's just slip in and out. It's very fast, very easy serviced. So that's another load on, so just hold that, that's her in a transport position. And then just fold in. throw down your hand wheels and off you go. So she's really easy to work once, you know, if you've this all set up. She's like, it's limited effort really. Whereas I suppose the auto fill is a serious job. Whereas like, and the auto axle as well, you know, it all works in harmony beautifully and takes a lot of work out of the job really. I suppose, and that's what it's all about really. It's trying to get a higher output out of these machines and combating driver fatigue as well. Over and out. That's tea time.
Get next to me, get next to me. 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 Feels like the two of us are golden and gold, you see. What do you got, so take a chance on me. It's magical when you are close, so close, babe. What do you got, 'cause I am golden, I'm golden. Feels like the two of us are golden and gold, you see. What do you got, so take a chance on me. It's magical when you are close, so close, babe. What do you got, 'cause I am